Okay, let's try something new here, okay? Let's try something new here. I want to talk to you about something that is not a good story happening on the left. I hope we can talk about it maturely. We can be open-minded, and we can just talk about the stuff the facts of the matter, okay? Because what a lot of left-leaning channels are just going to pretend like this story is not happening. I think we should talk about it. I think it's an interesting test case, and I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing up something that is bad if we can all learn from it, and hopefully we can grow from it as well, okay? So what I'm talking about is the Maine Senate candidate, Graham Plattner, who many people are very excited about, has been going through a sea of bad stories that I would like to talk about. I'm going to give you my opinion, and we can leave it at that. I'm also going to show you his response, because I do think I want to include what he has said. Now, if you're not up to date on this, because again, many left-leaning channels are just not talking about the bad stuff, I think it's a disservice to you. I think you are smart enough to hear the good and the bad on our side, so that you can make just an informed decision, okay? And this is nothing bad about Mr. Plattner, who I do not know, I've not talked to, okay? But it all started with CNN releasing what are old posts, about 5 years old, from Graham Plattner's Reddit profile, okay? Most of Graham Plattner's posts were made 5 years under Plattner's then Reddit handle P-Hustle, which is a great screen name. They were deleted ahead of his campaign launch in August. The post in some ways underscored Plattner's reputation as an anti-establishment outsider with unapologetically left-wing views. Okay, so here are just some of the posts. He says that he's a vegetable-growing, psychedelics taking socialist. He said he still has guns. I don't trust the fascists to act politely. I kind of think that's like based, as they would say. And he also said, I got older and became a communist, okay? He also used the R word. He said, I have to ask, and I do mean this in the most charitable ways, but are you R-worded? Not funny, but in this context, I don't know. It's very Reddit. That's all I'm saying. It's very Reddit. He said, fuck these cops. And he also called the January 6th protesters, would we say that? What would we call them? Anyways, he called them fucking morons and a worthless pussy, which I have said worse on this channel. Okay. So yeah, I feel like this, when it was just this story, it made me, I didn't care that he wrote this stuff, to be completely frank, because I think we need folks who can, I don't know, that can break through the noise, who are doing things differently, who are younger, who speak authentically. And he kind of had all that sort of stuff. And I kind of liked what he was saying. Now, I don't endorse in primaries, and I kind of just showed you all the candidates, but I also think I should show you stuff too. But what I was saying, as it was just this thing, I was kind of like, who cares? I did, in the back of my head, think to myself, well, calling yourself a communist on the internet, not a big deal. If you're running for what is a really centrist, moderate state like Maine, where you can elect someone like Susan Collins, and then you can elect someone like Janet Mills to be governor, that made me a little concerned. Is he electable? That's the only thing I worried about. I didn't care about the fact that he said these things. No, I don't think many people did. And he also apologized for them, which I don't think he had to, but he did. He apologized, okay? But then a new story dropped yesterday, and that is this. Graham Plattner admitted that he had a Nazi-linked tattoo. And as you can see here, there's a skull and crossbones. Now, this is a Totenkopf, which I did not know existed until the story came out, an image adopted as a symbol of Hitler's Schutzstaffel, or SS, okay? I'm going to show you now, before we get into anything else, I'm going to show you, this is Graham Plattner's response to the tattoo that is on his chest. It's been on it for, I think since 2007, 2011. And here is his explanation.
2007. I was a machine gun section leader with Kilo Company, 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines. We were on the 2-2 Mu, and it was my third deployment. My previous two had been to Fallujah and then Ramadi, 2006. And we went ashore in Split, Croatia, myself and a few of the other machine gun squad leaders, and we got very inebriated. And we did what Marines on liberty do, and we decided to go get a tattoo. And we went to a tattoo parlor in Split, Croatia, and we chose a terrifying looking skull and crossbones off the wall because we were Marines, and skulls and crossbones are a pretty standard military thing, and we got those tattoos. And then we all moved on with our lives. And I actually joined the Army after that, where I got, I had to go to MEPS. I got screened. Later on, I got a security clearance and a full screen when I went to work for the State Department as a contractor doing security for the ambassador to Afghanistan in 2018. And I've also just lived my entire life like a regular person with the skull and crossbones on their chest, which by that I mean taking my shirt off, performing Miley Cyrus songs in front of my extended family, and to my sister-in-law, and just taking my shirt off at the beach.
Right, presumably going to the beach, yeah.
I mean, I went to college. I went to the gym. I did all the things. And at no point in this entire experience of my life did anybody ever once say, hey, you're a Nazi. It never came up until we got wind that in the opposition research, somebody was shopping the idea that I was a secret Nazi with a hidden Nazi tattoo. And I can honestly say that if I was trying to hide it, I've not been doing a very good job for the past 18 years.
Okay, so that is his explanation that he, in 2007, unknowingly got this tattoo and he didn't know what it meant. He just thought it was a skull and crossbones, and then he found out, I guess, a few days ago that that is what it is. Now, there's been some other reporting that says otherwise, and I want to show you that right now. Okay, now this is according to Jewish Insider, who said, according to a person who socialized with Plattner when he was living in DC more than a decade ago, Plattner had specifically acknowledged that the tattoo was a Totenkopf, the death's head symbol adopted by an infamous Nazi SS unit that guarded concentration camps in World War II. He said, quote, this is my Totenkopf, the former acquaintance told Jewish Insider recently, speaking on the condition of anonymity to address the sensitive issue. He said it in a cute little way. They say the exchange occurred in 2012 at Tune In, a popular dive on Capitol Hill, where Plattner later worked as a bartender and was a frequent patron while he attended the George Washington University on the GI Bill, according to a former acquaintance. Okay? So that is what one quote or anecdote saying that he knew what it was. Okay, now this is his former political director who quit when all this stuff came out. She says this on her Facebook: I've run out of self-restraint, worse than when the guys in the train to Boston were fanboying over Red Eats. The DC consulting class has fucked up our US Senate race again, and you all need to stop snipping at each other. This is seriously the dumbest timeline. Graham has an anti-Semitic tattoo on his chest. He's not an idiot. He's a military history buff. Maybe he didn't know it when he got it, but he got it years ago, and he should have had it covered up because he knows damn well what it means. This is, again, his political director. His campaign released it themselves, so some podcast bros, along with a video of him shirtless, drunk at a wedding, to try to get ahead of it. The vault is open, and for the GOP to fucking crush any dreams we had in the general, and literally everyone I know is fighting with each other on social media. And then now, as of today, Plattner has actually covered up that tattoo, as you can see here. He's gotten it covered up. So I guess here's what I want to say. I just want to win the Maine Senate race. That's all I want. I just want to win, okay? Do you want to be right or do you want to win? Now, I feel like what has happened is this has created a potential problem with electability. That is just how I feel. Now, I wish there was someone else running who's not 77 years old or however the hell old else Janet Mills is. I'm sure she's a great woman and she's done amazing service. I do think this time requires a different generation. I know a lot of you think that as well. I also think that I'm kind of just, and this is not fully related to this, but I think it is a little bit, where I come from the working class. My dad worked hourly at a manufacturing plant. My mom was a bill collector. They both made, I think she made $40,000 a year. My dad made $30,000 a year. My mom at one point was smoked crack. She has since created a great life for herself, and she is stronger because of it. But I am working class. I come from the working class. I don't even have a college degree. I went to school for 6 months and realized that I can't afford college, so I stopped going. Now, Plattner, his dad is a lawyer. His grandfather was a successful architect. He attended private school in Maine, okay? And he's not an oyster farmer. He's not like the one out there shucking oysters, okay? He owns a company. It's an oyster company, which is all well and fine. But I don't know why we feel the need to have to LARP. And if you don't know what LARP is, it means role play as something you're not. Donald Trump is one of the richest people in the world, celebrity, famous television star, and still the working class looks up to him because they think he talks to them directly and understands how they feel. I don't know why we feel the need to have to put on the working class suit in order to try to get working class voters. And I actually find it actually a little bit offensive as someone who comes from that community and has, against all odds, made something of myself. So I wanted to give you all that information. You can make your own decision about who you want to support, who you want to donate to. My hope is that someone else comes out from the ether and hopefully could be an even better progressive answer or younger answer to what's happening right now in Maine. But none of this is great. A lot of people are saying, someone said not to overstate it, but this is a crucial moment for the Democratic Party. They decide that normal people with some small skeletons in their closet or inked on their chest are not welcome. They are finished because they've tried it the other way and it didn't work. I just don't think it's like so all or nothing. I hate this about our politics. We can be nuanced. I actually think someone with Plattner's background without a Nazi tattoo would be great. But I actually think Nazi tattoo plus saying I'm a communist on the internet makes it hard to be elected against someone like Susan Collins. And that's what I'm worried about the most. It's not about whittling down who can and can't run for office. I think everyone should run for office. I also think that if you know that the thing on your chest is a Nazi symbol and you choose not to do anything of it, if the reporting is correct, then that just speaks to, honestly, bad political instincts and bad judgment. And that's also something we should know before voting or supporting someone, okay? So I hope we can have a nuanced conversation about this. I hate that this is happening. I know a lot of people are really excited about Graham Plattner, but I also have seen what has happened with Kirsten Sinema, John Fetterman, where you think someone's one thing and then they go in the office to become another, okay? So let's just be clear-eyed about this. I'm going to try to be. I don't even know if this video is going to do well. Question mark. But we're going to try it. And I appreciate you letting me speak. And thank you for listening. I will be watching your comments below. And I will see you soon. Bye.